taking the nut off the end of that, dropped it. Obviously drawn to all blacked out Diablo. That'll do it. Oh! Damn, you gotta have what the f?
Do you ever leave a concert, a rally, heck, even Target, and you can't find your bike? And at first, you think maybe you just forgot where you parked it, until you realize, no, your bike's gone, it was stolen. The good news is, you set up Moto in under 10 minutes. There was no wiring, no tech skills needed, just mounted it and went. The moment someone messed with your bike, your phone rang. Not just a text, a call from Moto, followed by a pin on the map so you see the exact location. The tracker's hidden, I had stuck mine under my seat. The battery lasts up to a year, and it arms itself automatically when you walk away with the key fob. Moto is a fast setup, smart alerts, and one less heartbreak, because losing your bike sucks. Finding it doesn't have to. Use discount code Blockhead for 10% off the Moto 9. Link in description below. Thank you so much Moto for sponsoring this episode. Now, back to the build.
Oi, welcome back to the episodes where we are building out this Born Free bike. 2025 Harley-Davidson Heritage. Traditionally a Softail. We have hardtailed it currently. We've got a Springer front end that we're fitting up on it. The neck should be all good, but we're currently figuring out measurements for the axle. We've got it figured out, but we got to go to a metal supply place to essentially run a 3/4 axle. And we are going to combine it with the 1-inch bearings. Axle for the Springer, there we go, 3/4, stock wheel bearings, right at 1 inch. Since we have a mini lathe now, gonna go to the store where they should sell some aluminum bar stock tubing. Also, we got some other things in the works. Gonna be working with this Fender today. We also have a chain drive on the way from Cruci Originals, so big shout out, Cruci. We're gonna be working on exhaust. So I have a kit in, we're gonna be building our own exhaust for it, basically our own header pipes. So, you know, coming down like the traditional ones do from back in the 30s. It's funny, like nowadays, right, we route exhaust kind of like this, but back then it was like straight down. And then, yeah, these would route behind the frame and they would kind of squish down. We're not doing that. Because we got plenty of clearance between the controls. So yeah, essentially that's what's on the plate for today in today's episode. Hopefully you guys will see some of that. And we got a seat as well. Let's just go do this part first, and then I'm gonna update you guys on all the rest of it, because we've got some big changes that we're making just in studying right now on chain drive stuff. You ready to go to this metal place?
Yeah.
Oh, that's aluminum. Dang. That'd actually probably be the correct outer diameter. We can basically trim that one to length for the inner wheel spacer if we switch bearings, which I ordered, by the way.
Oh, nice. They had some?
Not with this wheel speed sensor, though.
No
so
ABS?
We can maybe like shim one side and then 7/8 the other. So it'll be like a little bit of a mix mesh. All right, so in measuring, I'm taking the nut off the end of that, dropped it. And like, look, all the space it could have gone, it bounces and goes right into that hole.
Nice.
Can't make this up. So garage physics right there. You drop that and it goes in the most like unsuspecting place. It's some bullshit. If we can find basically like a collar or like a shim that basically has the 7/8 inner diameter, but 1 inch outer diameter, so like fill that space. This would be perfect. Right? Almost there. Damn, look at the size of that turbo. Massive snap. This place is sick. Dude, for this, like, we could have gone to Ace Hardware, would have been way more expensive.
It's meeting you guys here.
Weird.
We're gonna go shopping.
I don't think we film much over here, but we got all sorts of and just like all sorts of electric motors, random chunks of aluminum block, Plexi over there. We got a couple old machines, hoist and old school torque wrench. So sick. Probably made in like the 1300s.
For real.
Free ball bearings over there. Good place. Thanks to Paul for the recommendation. Hopefully we can make some of this work. So the total for this like 20 bucks. All right, we are back in the shop. Putting a hold on this, so we have to get, it's like ER308L stainless MIG wire to run on the exhaust that we're gonna fabricate. So exhaust will be waiting till tomorrow. Thanks Amazon. I needed this guy to cut some part of the seat pan area. So we're gonna make our own pan. So yeah, need to cut these little bits off. We could totally remove that, you know, it's just that one bolt there, but we decided just to lop those off just because we're going to use it as kind of a support for the wires. So they're not just dangling around underneath when we make the pan, you know, touching battery terminal or anything like that. So let's jump to rear fender real quick. I want to see how that looks. All right, so this is a fender off of a Harley-Davidson Iron 883. So I was building a Harley-Davidson Sportster 72, like a modern sporty chopper, which is that one sitting over there. That's you guys have asked a lot about. So this is off of that one. And let's throw it on. Let's see how it looks. So just because of the curve of this thing, right, it's not going to set like totally perfect. It's not perfectly rounded, which I mean technically we could use any fender we want, like any like chopper fender. Doesn't look terrible like that, but we have that sub support bracketry here. Since we are doing chain drive though, god damn it,
Don't know where it'll land
it's
yet.
like one thing after the next. Yeah, we actually need to f***ing wait because
Potentially could shift over.
Oh, 100%.
Or shift in.
It's actually not perfectly in line with the center of the frame. It's off to the right a little bit once the chain drive kit comes in, so we'll get all that installed and then we'll do all the spacing correctly. That's when we'll be able to get like a super clean line here, because we're gonna have to put a mount here, like a tab, depending on like wherever we decide to mount it. And then we'll basically put some bungs in the frame here, and then that's where the fender will bolt here. So yeah, like you guys can see here, we've got a bung coming through this plate, right? And then this is like a little ear that we welded the sissy bar into, right? That threads in, so there's a bolt on the backside going into this threaded piece. And then we need to have supports onto the fender side like this. I really like this style fender. Maybe we should do something like that, like it wraps around a little more. Nice profile that like follows the tire. And since that's a hardtail, you can have super minimal fender gap. So that's much more squared up. It's also a wider tire, but we are getting new tires in too. All right, so we're jumping all over the place. This is how builds go, right? So waiting on spacers for the front end. We're waiting on chain drive for the back end. So I was just curious about this piece that we grabbed, right? So the axle fits into here, which is awesome. Does not fit that, which is what we want. But then this fit that. So essentially, that's the shim. Zuko, it's the shim, bro. It's the shim. So we need the reducers to go into the bearings here, and then that would work as a, like the wheel spacer on the inside of the hub. We can go ahead and get to the seat pan, create something to cover all this. So we're gonna go ahead and do some CAD. All right, boys and girls, cardboard aided design. So now it's a shadow box. We're gonna do some product photography. We're doing the moon dance, moonwalk.
Looks legit.
So I bought this massive f***ing pair of scissors, essentially, right? Like, you know, huge. Haven't gotten lost. If I can get this just below that, that means I could go up to here where these bolt holes are, and the ABS line could come out of there. Nice. Oh yeah, brother. That did it. Look at that. Damn near perfect. A little tiny bit more. There we go. And then we've left some overlaying the edge so we can pretty much roll the metal. So now we take that. Get the f out. It's not wide enough.
Dude, it's like 2 millimeters here, 2 millimeters. And now all you gotta do is cut that.
Hell yeah, brother. Damn, baby. Justin tape measurement transfer method. Yep.
Close enough.
No. So this was a cup from Starbucks that I made of just a bunch of the pull-off parts whenever Billy and I were working on it. It was like 3 a.m. and I literally just grabbed like all the nuts and bolts and everything that was on the lift, put them in the closest thing I could find because I had to wake up in 3 hours and drive another 600 miles. So they're in the cup. What bolts are they? I think they're these.
Watch after all that and watch this not even be.
Right, lined up.
Damn, dog!
Like we know what we're doing. All right, we'll use a belt sander on that one. What up, Block fam? Welcome to the episode with me, Life of Justin James. So we got a good amount of stuff in to make some progress on the Born Free build. One of these boxes says Cruci Originals, so you guys know in a previous video we were talking about chain drive. TC Bros, also I hit them up. I've worked previously with them on a number of bikes. Modern Sporty Chopper that's over there, worked with them on a lot of that stuff. Yes, we're gonna finish it. No, don't ask me when. We are needing to grab the wheels and get these things swapped over. There we go. And we're getting these things put on them. So these are some Shinko old style, right? They got the zigs and the zags, a little bit of a taller sidewall. So those onto those. We gotta pull the rear one real quick though. Those are available on JMP Cycles' website. Those of you that don't know, JMP Cycles has teamed up with us in building this thing. Huge partner on this build, so big thanks to JMP. If you guys wanna check out everything that's on this build from them, check out the link down in the description below. Check it out, these are those reducers, right? It's pretty much like what we were looking for in this. They'll reduce it, yeah, from being like a 1-inch bearing in the stock wheels to 3/4. Perfect, so then that should fit. Hell yeah. Oh, that's like perfect. and then that'll fit through the front wheel. Yeah.
You think you
And
can?
that's what we'll figure out. It's gonna be close enough to like pick up the reading still. So yeah, wheel speed sensor, so it'd be here,
Yeah.
right? And then that'll go like that. So the only thing between the bearing and the wheel speed sensor would be that. So would it still get a reading through that? I don't know. And if it doesn't...
What about if you go this way and we went? Damn, that doesn't even reach the...
Not long enough for the
Yeah.
bearing, yeah. Fit like 4 more tires in it, maybe 5. All right, guys, so we are on the way to Sky Power Sports to get these new tires put onto these wheels. Now, the thing about these wheels, they're spoked or lace wheels. However, they are tubeless. Now, what that means is that these spokes, they don't go into the center of the barrel of the wheel. So you don't have to have a tube, you don't have to have a one of those bands that like protects the tube from the spokes. So they go into the outside of the actual wheel from the hub. So they mount into the hub, pretty interesting, and then they mount into the outside of the wheel, pretty interesting as well. Now with that, you have to have a specialty tool for a wheel and tire machine. So we cannot use them on our wheel and tire machine. We called Harley, they can usually do them, but unfortunately that tool that they use ended up breaking. Next best option is to go to the next manufacturer that potentially has the ability to change those wheels that has that tool, and that is Sky Power Sports. That's where we're on the way to right now. Check it, for those of you that don't know, Sky Power Sports, huge power sports dealership here in Central Florida. That's beautiful, but I know my back would be like, you. So Frenchie, longtime homie, had no idea you were up here at Sky Power Sports, so I twisted his arm a little bit, and he's gonna give us a run through real quick for those of you that might not know Sky Power Sports here in Central Florida.
You guys want to go check out the Ducati room? See some of the...
Yeah?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah? Oh yeah.
But yeah, this is their whole room that they've got, and they've obviously got their Scrambler series that they're very, very proud of and pushing out there. That's their come to our world bike, kind of like how Harley was making the Sportster that.
Nice, it's a beautiful setup, man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously drawn to all blacked out Diavol.
Yes.
How do you say it? Diavol? Diavel?
I say Diavol.
It's Italian, right?
It is.
Diavel.
Yeah, Diavel.
Yeah.
Lift kits and everything else like that, that's here.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Sheesh, carbon.
Brand new 2025 full carbon M spec. A lot.
Yeah, Jesus.
More than I can dream of.
Dude, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome, well, we'll get out of your hair.
Yeah.
Go check out this place across the street.
Appreciate it.
Make sure the wheels, man. I'm taking care of the wheels. All right, let's go burn 30 minutes.
Ready, fire one.
Okay. Damn it. Yay. Muscles. Bro, thank you. Now we're on the way back to the shop where we will start the chain drive conversion. We should do like a whole episode just on that, right? Showing people how to do it.
The chain?
Yeah, I mean, you know how to do it.
I understand the gist of it. Like we always say, it's all nuts and bolts.
It's just nuts and bolts, man. Nobody is born with the knowledge of man. Everybody learns this. Not afraid to jump in, try it. It's liberating. Dude, yeah. Look how much like meatier these look.
Yeah.
New tires, who it is. That's super cool. So, no time to waste. Let's go ahead, start the chain drive conversion. Wouldn't be a real episode unless some like didn't go as smoothly as it was supposed to, right? Which is exactly what's happening right now with the clutch basket. Yeah, it's stuck. There's a couple different methods that they talk about. One, you know, is a pry bar to remove it. So you basically get a pry bar, pry in, rotate, pry. Another one is to damn, you gotta have passion for this, because it can definitely test your patience at times. But this was my stopping point, pulling this motherfucker and then putting everything down and walking away and coming back tomorrow. Stopping point might be right here. We got blood. We got sweat. No tears yet. Trying a new method. Socket there. On this side. Oh my god, that's it. I felt it. It's not! What the f? Bro. Oh. There it is. And finally, oh, clutch basket. That's my stopping point. So tomorrow we will resume. We got the main off of the front. Tomorrow we'll do zip, 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 zip. Remove the starter. So bolts over here. So it should be 2. And then this will come off, and then we will have access to the pulley. Take the wheel off, get the chain driven. It'll be tomorrow for me. It'll be a second for you. See you guys in a second.